Hello, I'm Ken Granata, and this is my journey through the College of Charleston's Master of Public Administration program. I hope to show you how I got here and who I was at the time I entered the program. Then, demonstrate my discoveries as I learned about the public service perspective, and reaffirm my values and commitment to serve the public interest. Like many of us, as I grew up, I didn't have a passion or focus, though I did always enjoy architecture and creating spaces. I did a bit of this and I did a bit of that as I went through school, but by the end, I was ill-prepared for college and had no idea what I was going to do after graduation. So I was ripe pickings for the recruiters and I enlisted in the Army. I didn't realize it at the time, but this was my first gig as a public servant. After active duty, I enrolled as a civil engineering student, which included a cooperative internship with the city of Rochester. I seemed to be drawn to public service. My first professional position was with a private firm as a structural engineer. I soon realized being isolated in a cubicle designing structures was not for me. So I found a position as a building code plans examiner. I discovered I enjoyed helping people in navigating public policies and processes. I had worked my way up to supervising the plans examiner team. This was my first experience managing and leading. At this point, I mastered interpreting technical codes and policies, but not working through situations with customers and colleagues. Though I did seem to have an intrinsic drive to help people, it was mostly handling the moment opposed to understanding the moment. Like many, I became a public administration leader and manager with little training or mentoring. But I was good at observing what I thought were good, great, bad, and even ugly leaders. This allowed me to fake it until I make it. Admittedly, I still haven't made it yet. Then I accepted a position as the city's deputy building official. This was a major shift in my professional experience. I was very accustomed to communicating by email. Here, the city functioned on relationships. This was a big cultural change for me, connecting with people. After several years, I decided it was time to pursue a master's degree to obtain a higher salary and distinguish myself amongst my peers. Almost blind, I enrolled in this curriculum thinking I would gain technical skills to bolster my portfolio. At the same time beginning the MPA program, my boss retired and I became the city's building official. She had shown me relationships were just as valuable as interpreting and enforcing codes and ordinances. Admittedly, I did not recognize yet the dividends it paid. From the beginning, I had to put down everything I had relied on as a technical professional. This program was about people and the public service perspective. There wasn't a calculation or a matrix table to base a decision. It took a moment, but I realized this was the beginning of a self-discovery journey. Part was a new public service vocabulary, perspective, and value and appreciation. The other, affirming my natural disposition to help and teach people for the better. I finally began to understand the intent and purpose of public service. Reflecting on my MPA journey, I now know to form and maintain co-creative spaces that welcome fair, equitable, and diverse perspectives. By creating the space for conversation, I can better align policies and processes to progress my community's principles and tenets. As a leader and manager, I can translate my core values into my public service guidance and actions, even further enter into conversations without bias, listening to others so I can make equitable and fair decisions. Most importantly, conveying a sense of benevolence towards my teams and my customers, because without it, I am merely a government bureaucrat. I am much better prepared to participate and contribute to the policy process to translate meaningful and measurable benefits to my community. All along, I will challenge the spirit and intent of our policies based on those that are affected. I understand the importance of making data-informed decisions with available information and time afforded in a dynamic, complex public environment. And I will analyze and synthesize the information to solve problems for those affected. For me, the lesson learned is to appreciate embracing the moment of engagement with my internal and external audiences. I will leverage my position to make space for change and teach my teams to recognize and seek diverse perspectives. As I complete this presentation, I want to state for myself and for those watching, my most important discovery is that benevolence is the public service bottom line. It is not checking a box, but changing the moment at the intersection between why we serve and who we serve. Lastly, I want to thank my cohorts. I gained an invaluable wealth listening and learning from your passionate pursuit to better our communities. I want to thank my professors for sharing their academic knowledge and perspective. And most of all, I want to thank my family for giving me the confidence, strength, time, and love to complete this program. I did it for you. Good fortune.